Alrighty, folks, we are going to have a fun hub call today. We are actually going to look back at 2024. We are going to look ahead to 2025, and we're going to put the cherry on top, and we're going to get a little personal. We're going to talk about what we all are grateful for. We always start with the order that people showed up, and Ty was first today. So, Ty, look back at 2024 and just summarize what 2024 was for you.
Really good growing year personally, a lot of video, digital marketing, a real deep dive into that personally, on a personal level. So, come a long way, just back coaching realtors, hybrid investor agents. Super excited about even I got to spend a lot of time with you and Olivia.
Yeah.
And that kind of came out of, for you starting the school community, and then simultaneously me going back and really re-energizing the hybrid investor agent community. That was really exciting, and exciting to see, get to know you better, and then also to see what you did with school, and then the relationship with Sean Cannell, Think Media. Super grateful for that.
Yeah, I love all of that. Again, I think you know this, but we'll share with the audience. Ty was our first house guest. Stayed over at our house. One of the things that we look forward to doing, it's one of the reasons we got the big pad, is we can invite people over, share it, and you can have your own space. So thank you for doing that. You were first, so you'll always be first, Ty.
Just one.
Just one, baby. Just one.
Just one.
There you go. There you go. Well, Matt, what about you? What say you 2024?
You know what stands out to me, honestly, and it's me being, honest and a little bit vulnerable, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
is it was from a business standpoint, a little bit of a reset. I spent from 2014 when I started, I remember 14, 15, 16, 17, it was like double. My business just kept doubling. And then 20 and 21, it exploded. And I had, support staff, and I had systems, and I had, this business that looked like it was just going to forever expand. And probably a little bit of naivety, or however that you say that word, a little bit of naive on my part. I'm a math guy, guys. I'm not a wordsmith. I'm not a writer, but, in 2024, because of, refinance pretty much disappearing for people that, want to look at themselves in the mirror and respect the advice they're giving. So refinance was gone. Purchase, was down. I had to kind of reset and really go back to how I started. Not completely back to where I'm doing everything, but from a large team to me and one assistant. And so there's good and bad in that. I think from a mindset standpoint, I felt like I failed a little bit, and you just look at numbers, and it's probably natural for anybody who's in any sort of sales to be like, I once did 100 million. This year I did 35 million. That feels like a L. But the cool part was I found a lot of joy in some of the stuff that I stopped doing because I was too big, and I thought I was too big to go to signings. I thought I was too big to have every single client conversation. I thought I was too big. And so getting back into that, was humbling, but then I realized I got some of the joy back of some of the stuff that I did when I was first starting out. And so, on a business level, it was a reset. On a personal, family level, there was more health issues than I've had in a long time. And so the reminder of the importance of that, I'm at a place in my life where I've got 2 kids that are under my roof that I take care of, me and my wife, 15, 11. And I've also got a dad and a mother-in-law that have health issues that, feel like kid number 3 and 4. And so, like we talked about before going live, when you hear about, somebody you love and respect who dies at 65, you're like, nobody escapes this. Right. And so the importance of health and all that, while, you're trying to recreate your business and whatnot. It was a year of change, but I think, Ty mentioned growth for sure. Like, it was a year of growth for me just because I had to learn how to change and adapt.
Yeah. Love that. When I look back at 2024, I think there are a couple of things that were interesting. First off, I consider 2024 to be a success. And I said last year, 2023 wasn't, right? By all accounts, 2023, most people would probably say that was an amazing year. We did crazy trips, this, that, the other. But I didn't feel like I personally grew. I didn't feel like I took on a hard challenge. And it was I think it's Jessley Itzler that talks about this, right? Do it one hard thing every year. That's where I was inspired. So for me, training for and completing the marathon was a big deal for me. Something I had thought about for 2 decades. Finally buying it in January, start really training in July and completing it in November was a huge deal for me. And I'm still shocked about how emotional I got when I crossed the finish line. It's like, okay, you did this. You'll always remember it. You'll always know 2024 was a good year. So I'm taking that on the road. We'll talk about that next for what my 2025 thing is. But Ty mentioned this. The other thing that was really monumental for me was the school platform, right? I had been building a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for students that has over 2,000 members on it. But Facebook, just with its stupid this, that, the other thing, I couldn't communicate with everybody. When I was putting out important things, which maybe happened monthly, like 5 people would see it. It just became so frustrating and non-productive for somebody who wanted to communicate with the entire group. So the school platform has come to be. As of this morning, we have 349 members. And I feel good in saying that in a year or two, the school community will be the thing that I'm most known for. That's over a growing YouTube channel with 65,000 subs. That's over a best-selling book on Amazon. That's over, being featured in Fortune or Fast Company or all these other news clips. It's going to be the school community because it is the place that like-minded go-givers who are going one direction are. I'm not even, it's no secret. I'm no longer the biggest poster or communicator. There are 5 accountability groups I'm not a part of. I'm asking for out-of-state, short-term and medium-term rentals operators to start 2 new groups. I could see my school platform becoming a very many bigger pockets, just with people going in one direction. And for me, as a non-technologist, having Alex Hormozy and that whole school team build a platform where I could have groups and calendars and live streams and, people like Ty, dude, it's amazing. Ty gave us like $1,000 education that I could put at level 2. So people get in and they start negotiating. I put my $1,000 boot camp at level 3. Matt, you go live once a month. It's just going to become this place that I can monitor, remove bad actors, go do my thing once or twice a month. And school's been a game changer. Like when I have a big announcement, I now make sure everybody gets it. I can pin my tweets. I can do all these things. So yeah, I think 2024, I'm going to call it right now, was a complete success from where I sit. Absolutely. So let's go to 2025. All right, Ty, 2025, put it on. What say you for 2025?
I think just doubling down on, what's working. I'm real excited about, again, the coaching community that I'm doing, and transaction, I'm building transaction engineers, right? So people that are in the hybrid model that are agents who are also investors, who are taking listings, who are working with investor clients, who are doing a little bit of wholesaling, and of course, buy and hold and one rental at a time. That method is alive and well in that community as well. So super excited for that. I think, one thing about 25 is that in 23, it was like, even though intellectually we talked about the market changing, I just was like, intellectually, I understood it, but emotionally, just energetically, it was still an adjustment. 24 was a weird year for, transaction volume and all of that. So I think just really going into 25 and all the work that you do that we do on this channel, you know, the daily financial news, what you do, just having a real good sense of the direction of market, transaction volume being low, not getting one thing too that you've said, not getting out over your skis where you right size your marketing budget, your staffing, all of that. So I feel like, you know, from 23, I feel like I've been in alignment with everything you've talked about. So I'm looking forward to really just thriving, cherry picking deals in 25. And then again, just transaction volume wise, having the right scale for, you know, for my personal team and my own personal production. So I'm excited for 25. I think it's going to be a great year, and excited to work with all of the people in this community. So
yeah, I love that. Love that. Matt, what say you 2025?
I was thinking about this over the weekend, and I like sometimes I like walk and just my mind's one. I'm like talking to myself in my head. Some people pick a word, right? And that's their word of the year. My word for 2025 is focus. And it applies to multiple parts of my life, to be honest. Focus and be present with my wife and my family, like is number one. It's like the lead domino, and if family and health are good, then business follows. Which also means focusing on health, like paying attention to, you know, what I eat and how I take care of myself and how often I'm getting to the gym and making sure that, like, you know, health and wellness are a priority. And then, you know, lastly, but if family and health are in focus and I'm doing well, like, I know the business stuff will follow. But then in mortgage, it's so easy, especially when things are changing or things are harder or whatnot, for us to like shiny object. And maybe I get this piece of software that helps people. Like, I got to focus and honestly go back to the basics, because with 10 years of experience and a couple thousand transactions closed, like, I know mortgage really well. I can do the job of mortgage well. And so I just need to focus on, you know, who are the referral partners that I can serve and do well for, who are the, you know, past clients and their referrals and people in my market that I can help, and not get distracted with, you know, little opportunities here and there. And I think that, you know, I can't remember it might've been Alex Hormozy that talked about, like, you know, the more you grow in business and in life, the bigger and shinier the distractions come, right? Yeah. Like the lady in the red dress gets prettier. And I've got to avoid, like, hey, listen, Matt, like, I think you could do great if we joint ventured and partnered on this. And what about this deal? And maybe we could have this, and it aligns with mortgage. It might, you know, not be exactly mortgage. Just forget all of it. I just want to do mortgage at a high level, period, the end.
There you go. Well, 2025 for me is my hard thing. If people don't know, is I'm going to go on a complete health journey. I've already got all my blood work done, scans done. I've had a conversation, which is on this channel. There's a whole playlist about this. And let's just say I am not nearly as healthy as I should be. We're going to talk about supplements. We're going to talk shape, just my obese body from 34.6% fat to something sub 18. That is going to be my hard thing. And that's going to be a year journey, right? And we're going to talk, you know, probably once a month, twice a month with the doctor. It's going to be a journey that everybody goes on. It's going to start January 1st at 5 p.m. I will be going on a 72-hour fast starting January 1st, 5 p.m. I've done this once before. It's a trip if you haven't done one before, but that's where it's going to start. We're going to send the body into ketosis. That's going to be fun. And then, of course, we have our ORAD event in February, which was a blast, which was a total high for 90 days. I still live in that kind of goodness. You know, hopefully the school community keeps moving forward. But I feel really good about where I'm at, right? I give a couple hours, 5 days a week. We have a growing footprint. You know, the one rental at a time mindset is taking off. One thing that was funny about 2024 is we saw a lot of the big names start talking about one rental at a time. Now, they may not have said those words, but let's be clear. They were talking about get to 4, get to 5. And it just works. It just works. And then lastly, I think 2025 is going to be the last hard year for real estate, especially if you're in transactions. But as somebody who is team investor, it's going to be a good year. it might be a great year. Disrespectful offers, follow up. I'm hearing from folks weekly now. Maybe in 2025, I hear from people daily who are writing and understand disrespectful offers and follow up. Buyers markets don't last forever, but I think 2025 is going to be that last. It could be a buyer's market all year, but certainly for the first half, which is going to be interesting. All right, now for the fun stuff. What are we grateful for? Ty, you're up first.
Man, I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for, my family, my wife takes such great care of us. All my loved ones, even people that are not here, all my loved ones, people that are, you want to be on TV?
Yeah, let's go.
There you go. He was coming in. Come on, Jordy, come be on the show.
He's all, you talking about me?
Come say hi.
Everyone.
Come say Merry Christmas.
Hey.
Say Merry Christmas. Wave. You see there? See
Merry
Michael and Matt?
Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas. There you go. You want to say Merry Christmas?
How old are you?
Come on.
Jammies.
Come say Merry Christmas, Ethan.
Oh.
You remember Michael?
Hey,
Say
buddy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There you go. Enough said. I said, what are you grateful for? And they come busting in.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't, we didn't stage that either. That's what it's like here. So it's Love Fest 24/7. So
Nice.
there we go.
What do you want
That's all.
Santa to bring you?
There you go. What
else?
What else is there besides life, right? With these great ones. So
There you go. There you go, man. I appreciate that. Could not have scripted that any better. Matt, hard time beating that one, buddy.
I know. I for sure am grateful for my family and my health. I'm not taking my health for granted. Being around enough people with health issues and seeing how, like, without health, you got nothing.
Right.
And I love that Ty had the kiddos in there. My boys gave their mom a present early last night. They couldn't wait, right? And oh man, it was so cool. My 11-year-old baked cookies with her a couple months ago, and this is what a sweetheart my 11-year-old is. He remembered mom talked about, like, she's never had a mixer for mixing stuff. It's always just been by hand. And so he researched, and he showed me. He's like, Dad, this one has 15,000 reviews on Amazon. Can I get it for her? I'll pay for part of it. And so he gave her the mixer last night. And then my firstborn son, who's 15, he's a Pisces. She's a Pisces. My younger son's a Pisces. All three are Pisces. So I always talk about, my Tres Pescados, my 3 fish. She loves her garden and planting stuff. He bought this, like, big fish, and he's like, Mom, look, it's like a fish, like a Pisces, for your garden. And so, moments like that I'm grateful for. And I think that, those of us that, have family and loved ones, like, that's what it's all about, is those moments. And so grateful for those and excited to create more of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hard to beat all of that. Obviously, family, loved ones, all of that are I'm grateful for. But if we keep it here on the channel, I'm grateful for everybody that shows up. We average about 150 people live on the daily financial news, which is amazing. I'm so lucky for that. We're getting 10 to 12,000 views a day. I'm just so grateful that I get to do what I love every day. And oh, by the way, I don't have to fake it. I don't have to edit anything. If there's blips, who cares? No, don't worry. There'll be another video in 3 hours. It's okay. I love that I get to use technology, right? The school community. I don't have to do any of that, right? I remember talking to Josh Dorkin when he was just kicking off Bigger Pockets, and he was so frazzled buying servers and network gear and all of these other things. He couldn't work on the app. That's why I was a writer on Bigger Pockets for a couple of years, a poster. And I don't have to do with any of that. I get to focus on what I thoroughly love doing. I don't have to change my lifestyle. I get to travel and still do what I do. I love all the notes I get. I get daily notes now from people that One Rental at a Time is working for. It's such a kick in the pants. It's such a great feeling. I get to see people in real life, right? The Vegas event. I think One Rental at a Time is just starting, right? We just got featured yesterday in Fast Company. That's blowing up the YouTube channel. We had 350 subs yesterday, which is a lot more than normal. So I think One Rental at a Time is just starting. I think we are really going to help grow the middle class. I think we're going to really help people understand how to create wealth by owning assets. And I still have fun every single day. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Hub. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Hope Santa gets you everything you want and more. Later.
Sweet.